have a pen and paper and you have to participate. So just wanted to say that. We still have people rolling on. I've been trying to give them a little bit of time. So let me take a cup of coffee and we'll get rolling. Your time is the most valuable asset that you own. Your time. Your time. And my job, part of my job, supporting and working with TLC distributors and IBOs is to make sure that the time that you're putting into TLC will ultimately take you where you want to go. That's my focus. Help you go where you want to go. Help take you in your business where you want to go and achieve the goals and the dreams and the desires that you have for yourself and your loved ones in order to move forward in the TLC business. I know that the quality of our life in business is in direct proportion to the quality of questions that we ask ourselves and then answer honestly. Life gets busy, you know, we have a lot of things going on and a lot of responsibilities, and before you know it, you can get in a situation where it feels like life is running you instead of you running your life. And sometimes we just have to stop, take a breath, ask a few questions, answer them honestly, and regroup and move on. Now, make no mistake about it, building your business starts with creating customers, and creating customers, you know, you do that through selling products, through letting people know about the awesome TLC product line. However, there's some Total Life Changes members that may be selling a lot of products, but they're not really thinking about, focused on building a real business. If you want to build a real business, something that can make a huge impact, not just for you, but for generations after you, it starts with understanding that you're in the reorder business. It's not about selling a product one time. It's about reorder. It's about creating customers. And that mentality, that thought process is something that's very, very important for you to be able to maximize the time, energy, and effort that you're putting into Total Life Changes. Just having that mentality, having that understanding that I'm in the reorder business is a good foundational place to start so you can start moving forward. Now, again, the quality of your life and your business is in direct proportion to the quality of questions we ask ourselves and answer them honestly. And that's kind of the theme behind the process and the system that I want to work you through today and help you go through, because I believe that this statement is a pretty powerful statement. Now, you don't have to write this down, but I do want you to mentally answer yourself, just you and me here talking, but ask yourself, how long have you been involved in TLC? How long have you been involved in TLC as a member? And for some of you, it might be 3 months. Some of you, it might be 3 years. Some of you, it might be 5 years. It might be 2.5 years. But how long have you been around? How long have you been here? Next question. Why are you here? Why? What do you want to accomplish while you're here? You're spending your valuable time this Saturday morning with me. You spend time with TLC. Why? What is your ultimate goal? What are you looking for? What do you want to accomplish? What's it going to take for you to feel good about the time, energy, and effort that you're spending with TLC if you don't feel good yet? What's it going to take for you to accomplish? how are you going to get where you want to go? And some of you are thinking, well, Dale, if I can get to an extra $500 a month to send to my grandkids in college, I would feel like such a success. That's all I want. Well, the next question, how are you going to get where you want to go? What's your plan? What's going to take you there? Because sometimes we get involved in a situation where we just keep doing the same things over and over, expecting different results. And that's not a very good formula sometimes. The last question in this part, this section, how many sales have you made since you started? How many sales have you made since you started? Okay, you got that? Next slide. How many customers do you have? Of the customers that you've exposed to the TLC products, how many of your customers have decided that they would like to get involved in the TLC business since you've started? Again, the quality of our life is in direct proportion to the quality of questions we ask ourselves and then answer them honestly. If a person buys once, they're a suspect. If they buy twice, they're a prospect. If they buy 3 times, they're a customer. Based upon that, how many customers do you have right now? The process that I want to guide you through this morning can help you accomplish more over the next 90 days than most will be able to accomplish over the next 5 years. I don't care what you've accomplished to this point with your TLC business. I don't care how many hundreds of customers you have. I don't care if you're making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. The process that we're going to go through this morning as a group will help you achieve more in the next 90 days than you possibly could without going through this process. And again, once you have the process, once you go through it, it's something that you can implement in your business and in your life anytime that you need to from this point on. So those of you that have been on my trainings before, this is a little bit different. If the tone's a little bit different, a lot of times I just get so fired up, I can't get my words out. Some of y'all know that. I just get fired up about what I'm communicating and what I know and what I'm feeling. And honestly, this is so important that I have got to stay focused and really focused and really make sure that I'm doing my very best this morning to explain to you and walk you through this process, because I know what a powerful impact it can make for you, not just today, but for the rest of your TLC career. So with that said, you may hear me stop and take a drink of water every now and then. Actually, I have water and coffee with me, and I'm taking my time this morning because I want to make sure that you're hearing what I'm saying, that you're participating, because I want you to have that aha moment today. And after you have the aha moment today, you can have this aha moment for the rest of your career in TLC. So you have to have an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper and a pen to work through this process. So if you don't have that in front of you and you need to go get a notebook paper or a piece of typing paper and a pen, now would be a good time to do that. Now would be a good time to do that. Now I'm going to continue on, but I want to make sure I give you every opportunity to really benefit from the time that you're spending this morning. The truth. Traditionally, statistically, August, September, and October has been the best months for the network marketing business model since I've been involved, at least, and that's been over 35 years ago. No question. August, September, October, things start rocking in the network marketing business model. 3 best months of the year. No question. Now, obviously the question is why? Why are those 3 months better? Well, I think number one is things start getting back to normal because kids are going back to school. So holidays start winding down and things start getting back to normal. So start to get back to a routine and start get back into a rhythm. So I think that's probably the most important reason. The other is people start thinking about maybe making some extra money for the holidays, for Christmas. They start thinking about that, about this time of the year. That's probably the 2 most important reasons. The other thing that's important for you guys to understand is in network marketing, there's what we call lag time. It's a concept called lag time. And it's important to understand the power of 90-day runs as it relates to lag time. See, this month in August, you're getting paid for work that you did in June. That's really how it kind of works. You know, because let's say that in June, you had new suspects. I call them suspects. You had 5 new people, let's say in June, that got started on the products. And they bought again in July. And those of you that are working the retail system that we teach, they bought again in July, but they also gave you some referrals because they wanted a discount in July. And you said, for every name that you give me that I can send a brochure to, I'll give you $1 off per name, up to 10 names. So now in July, those 5 original customers that you established in June, there's continue to take the product, but they all have also given you referrals, which is creating even more business for you. And then in August, they bought for the 3rd time. And when they buy for the 3rd time, then you can consider them a real customer. They buy once, they're a suspect. They buy twice, they're a prospect. They buy 3 times, they're a customer. And if you're following the process that we teach in the retail to recruit system, then probably of these 5, at least 1, maybe 2 of them have decided, you know what, I'd like to do the business. But the point is, there's lag time. There's lag time. Now, with these 5 people that you originally started with in June, as they're going to continue to either use the products every month. Some of them have already referred customers to you, which is going to increase your income. Others have joined you in the business, and which is going to help your income from every angle. But it didn't have, you went out and worked in June, but it was the proper follow-up and the processes that ultimately starts creating the income. So there's a lag time to your income. Let's say in June you had somebody that joined the business. and they came to you. Maybe they were a former product user, maybe they weren't, maybe they just the timing was right in their life. They're looking for something else to do, and they joined the business. And in June, you help them get their business launched and get their business started. And in June, they started mailing out the letters that we gave you guys with the T-brochure, and they started following up with the phone script, and they started getting their business off the ground. And we've had, dozens of people that have sent me emails and said, Dale, you just aren't going to believe this. And this has happened. I had 7 customers. I had 3 customers. And, now I have 2 of my customers that want to do the business. And, so some of you are really plugged into that whole process, and it's in the back off mlmhelp.com/TLC. It's all there. So you help them launch their business. They started generating customers. They were mailing out 10 letters every week their first month, 40 letters from that. They got 6, 7, 8 customers. They're following up with those customers, giving good customer service the first 30 days, and they've got their business off the ground. They also exposed the business to 3 or 4 people that were very entrepreneur minded, that say, my gracious, this looks great, the product looks great, who also joined them. So they've got a small little team that they're starting to build. And in August, as that business continues to build out, your residuals from that effort that you did in June with that one person will really start to kick in and grow from that point on. So the point is, there is a 90-day lag time. Always has been. It's just kind of the way the business is set up. It's not like, I'm going out and I'm selling a huge dollar real estate mansion, and I close and I make the big money. There is a lag time. There's a lag time. So now, guys, I've been saying 3 or 4 times this morning, please have a pen and paper ready. Now's the time to have a pen and paper ready. And we talked about earlier life and how so much starts happening, and we have all these responsibilities, and if we have family and getting kids to different practices and all the responsibilities of life. And sometimes when you're building a business, it can be overwhelming. And what I want to do today is I'm going to share with you a proven way for you to just free your mind, and really focus on what's important and establish a pattern that can help you achieve more in the next 90 days than most people achieve in 5 years. And I know that sounds a little out there, a little woo-woo or whatever, but it's true. It's just kind of the way our brain works. So again, it might seem like, well, Dale, this is deep, this is heavy, this is woo-woo or whatever. And it's not. I promise you it's not. But you have to stay with me, and you have to participate. I had a guy a couple months ago, they were doing an interview of me in a magazine, and he said, Dale, how would you describe your first 35 years as a network marketer and an entrepreneur? How would you describe them? If because you're an entrepreneur, you're involved in different business models, you teach network marketers, you built a multi-million-dollar network marketing organization. How would you describe your first 35 years? And my immediate response, was research and development. He said, what? I said, well, I've kind of been in the research and development business because I took up magic, doves, scarves, floating girls, that kind of stuff, magician at a very young age. I actually did my first show when I was 7 years old for a bunch of preschoolers that my aunt worked at the facility, and I was their entertainment. That was my first ever magic show, and I did that all the way through high school semi-professionally. And magic is really research and development because it's not what people are seeing, it's what people think they're seeing. And as a magician, you have a different kind, you develop a different kind of awareness about what's really going on behind the curtain. You know, is that really a Wizard of Oz, or is that just a little man with a machine behind the curtain, you know, appearing to be a wizard? And it kind of develops that kind of mentality in you when you're young, when you travel the path that, you know, that I've been able to travel, or misfortunate or fortunate to travel. But it's really been a study in human nature and human production, because I believe, as Helen Keller said, you know, most people die with their music still in them. Uh, Helen Keller also said life is to be lived as a magnificent adventure or not at all. And when you look at most people, I don't think they're living a magnificent adventure. I think they're bogged down in the day-to-day activities of life. And it really has nothing to do with money or lack thereof, even though money can help. But there's a lot of people that have a lot of money that are still as bogged down in everyday life as anybody else is. So I'm going to get a little deep, but not really deep. It's really pretty common sense. It's really pretty simple. And so what I feel like I try to do is help entrepreneurs think about their thinking, their mindsets. What are they thinking about? Help them think about their thinking, because most people don't think about their thinking. They're letting everything around them in their life dictate their thoughts. The pressures are dictating their thoughts, and they've never really thought about their thinking that much. One of the Facebook pages that we control at Calvert Marketing Group, we have, that our staff kind of takes care of. It's called I Love Motivational Quotes. And I think this is still the header of this page, but it says, this is just a quote from me actually, and it says, words create thoughts, thoughts create actions, and the right actions change people's lives. And I believe that. Words create thoughts, thoughts create actions, and the right actions change people's lives. So it's about the thinking, it's about the thoughts that can create or alleviate stress in our life. As humans, as entrepreneurs, we can only think about 4 things. We can only think about 4 things. There's only 4 things that we can think about. Number 1 is we can just think about things. We can just randomly think about things. We can think about people, and I believe that's one of the reasons that social media has exploded across the world, is because some people's daily focus, their daily goal, is to keep up with the 10 or 12 people that they went to high school with that they'll probably never see again the rest of their life, and to just keep up with people that really will probably never come to their funeral when they die. And you know, they're so addicted to what Sally Joe's third cousin in another country had for lunch yesterday. And again, I'm kind of getting, I'm kind of getting it out there on a limb, but you know what I'm saying. It's like it's created almost an addiction to keeping track of people. And what's the word they use? Creeping on people. And again, I I saw this years ago before social media. People were absolutely addicted to the TV set. And my feelings back then were that the TV, they're watching everything on the TV set because what's going on the TV set is more exciting than their personal life. What's going on the TV set's more exciting than what they have going on in their personal life. And I think at some level, the reason people are so focused on other people is because what's going on with those people is more exciting to them than what's going on in their own personal life. The other thing we can think about is thoughts. And you see a lot of academic and political people in the academic and the political worlds are highly made up of these type of people. And they have an opinion about a particular thought, and their life, their entire life, is made up around that opinion. And that's why we have activists and terrorists and sports fanatics and nonprofit organizations that support every single animal on the planet. And the list goes on. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong or right with that. I think if for some people that's what they're supposed to be doing with their life, and I can appreciate that. But a lot of people over time start to understand that if their life is centered around thoughts, and their thoughts are things, and thoughts and things and people will tend to become very limiting after a while. So the way to free yourself up from the day-to-day stresses going on that everybody has to deal with, and free yourself up from the things, the people, and the thoughts, I believe, is to really grasp and think about your thinking. And once you learn how to think about your thinking, everything else kind of gets freed up, and it starts to make a lot more sense. A lot more sense when you start thinking about what you're thinking about. And again, I don't want to get crazy here because we're going to have an activity coming up that will just walk you right through what I'm trying to communicate. So I think the most valuable thing that I do, again, is work with network marketing companies and organizations and leaders. And when it really comes down to it, is help entrepreneurs think about their mindsets, think about their thinking, think about their programs, think about their self-limiting beliefs, and help them get past that. Because most successful entrepreneurs, and again, people that have been successful, they want to do things the way they've always done it, and they want to stay very comfortable and maintain this level of success. And it's in any profession, it's in any business model. Yes, we see that in network marketing, but it's in any business model. Real estate investors who have been able to build a $1 million portfolio want the market to stay the exact same, the insurance rates not to go up, and they want to be able to stay right here at this level of success and maintain it and be very comfortable. And I can say without question that that state of I want everything to stay right here is an imaginary state. In the real world, it doesn't work that way. Markets change, trends change. You're either moving forward or you're moving backwards. So to get to this paradise place where you can sit on the beach and sip pineapple juice and never have to worry about another thing the rest of your life, uh, it's not that you cannot at some level achieve that type of success. You can, but you're still going to have to think about taxes and keeping your yard mowed back wherever you're from, and there's still going to be other things that are going to be issues no matter what. So this place that everybody's trying to get to uh, probably really in all reality doesn't even exist. And the thing that I see that to me working with entrepreneurs is, people get to, $212,000 a year, and especially in the network marketing business. And it's like, I made $212,000 last year, and they just want to do whatever they can to maintain that type of income. And that is guaranteed to drop if that's your focus, because you're moving forward or you're moving backwards, one or the other, all the time in life at any level. You're either moving forward or you're moving backwards, period. End of story. Staying in this place of keeping it just like this does not exist. And a lot of times what got people to the $200,000 a year income is not going to take them to the $300,000 a year income or the $400,000 a year income. They know that, and then what happens a lot of times is their focus is, how do I maintain instead of how do I move forward? Now, I hope you have your pen and paper ready. I'm going to share with you the only plan you need to design your future, and you can do it in 15 minutes. So I hope you have your pen and paper. I'm going to walk you through this, and you'll be able to use this structure and use this plan for the rest of your TLC career, and it's going to make a major, major positive impact for you. So if you have your pen and paper ready, and play along today, and if you don't play along today, then it's just a total waste of your time. If you don't have and some of you I know are listening in your car, some of you are at events with your children right now. Maybe you're at swim team practice and you're listening on your phone. Here's what I'm going to suggest that you do. Make sure I think I'm getting this recorded. Yeah. Here's what I'm going to suggest you do. I'm going to suggest that if that's you and you are in a place where you cannot use a pen and paper right now because you're driving or you're the swim team coach or whatever, that you just log off this webinar. You'll get a recording link, a link to the recording as soon as it's available. The fact that you're on here, the people that are on here will get the recording for it, and I don't want to mess this up for you. So go ahead and you can just drop off if you're listening on the phone or you're driving. We'll have the recording for you, and it's going to be much more effective if you can sit down with a sheet of paper and go through this recording and follow the activities, because I want you to get the full benefit of it. I want you to get the full paradigm shift that it's getting ready to happen. So I'm just trying to help you the best I can here. And again, I want you to benefit the way that you can the very best. For the rest of you, the people still with us, got a huge crowd today. This is the biggest crowd we've ever had on a TLC Saturday morning call. So that's awesome. Well, a lot of people it's going to change a lot of people's lives today, because you're going to be able to use this for the rest of your career, the rest of your life. So if you got your pen and paper out and you're willing to play along, if you're husband and wife, business partners, you should each have your own pen and paper, and you can compare notes when you're finished. I understand for some of you, this is your first TLC webinar, and you probably had this, well, who's this guy mentality. And initially I put in this slide, for yourself, for your own self, just please give me the benefit of the doubt this one time. And because I understand that mentality. I mean, I think the healthiest question we can ask ourselves is, who is this person and why should I be listening to them? So my initial thought was just say, please give me the benefit of the doubt and let's move forward. And as I thought about it, I went ahead and added this slide just so I could take 2 minutes and answer that question for some of you that have it. My name's Dale Calvert. I've been involved in the network marketing industry over 35 years. I started when I was 20 years old. I was driving the beat up Chevy Chevettes you see pictured here, and living in a little tiny 600 square foot home. I got involved in the network marketing profession when I was 20. My sponsor quit 2 weeks after I joined, and I didn't know who my upline was. But Sony came out with the Walkman about that time, and if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be here. My full-time job allowed me to listen to audio cassettes from some of the greatest thought leaders in the world, personal development people like Jim Rohn, Mary Kay, Les Brown, Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, Og Mandino, and the list goes on and on and on. And then I also had the opportunity to listen to a lot of leaders in multiple companies. And it gave me a different perspective on what it was going to take for a kid from a little town of 400 population to build a network marketing organization. And bottom line, first 3 years, I wanted to quit every day. But in '83, some things really came together. I started to understand it wasn't about me. It's about what can be duplicated by my team, and everything has to be very systemized. And our business exploded after that. And the next year, we were award winners in the company. The next year, 2 of the top 5 award winners were frontline to me. It took me 9 years to make $92,000 in a year, but my 10th year it jumped to $252,000. My 11th year was $1.1 million. My 13th year was $3.3 million. My 14th year was $3.8 million. And I think that's the way it should be. I think once you get to 6 figures, you should have a team right behind you coming down the same road you've come down, and they should have people behind them coming down the same road, and they should have people coming down behind them down the same road, and they should have people that just joined them that are getting started on the products and are going to getting ready, and they should have brand new distributors who are getting ready to send out their first 50 letters and their T-brochures in a TLC situation. That's the way I believe it happens. And again, that's the way we built it. So at 39, I retired from building teams and I wanted to pursue other businesses, which we have. My wife and I operate 4 different businesses. We have a small staff in Kentucky. We have dual residents in Georgia and Kentucky. And then we have outsourcers that we work with around the world in virtual assistants. Uh, that's what bread and butter for me is teaching, training, live seminars, network marketing to people that care. And I have known Jack TLC from the beginning, and I kind of was his sounding board as he needed input. I was kind of on retainer for Jack when he first started TLC, and then a few months ago, he asked me to start taking on a stronger role for Total Life Changes and doing these webinars the first Saturday of every month. And we also do a couple of welcome webinars for new TLC members every month, and do some events, and we support distributors the very best that we can. So that's who you're listening to. And again, I apologize, but I felt like I probably needed to add that in, because I'm really asking you to work with me through this. And it's like, okay, well, who's this guy? Why should I care or listen to him? I get all that. I understand all that. So that's that's my elevator speech or whatever. 4 steps to 90-day run plan. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to create categories for your brain to pay attention to based upon what's valuable for you over the next 90 days. Our eyes only see and our ears only hear what our brain is looking for. So we need to tell our brain what it's looking for. And as human beings, we see things not as they are. We see things as we are. And sometimes we have so much going on, and not to even consider the 6,000 advertising messages we're bombarded with a day. And our brain is really not prepared to, it's not prepared yet to be able to deal with all the text messages and all the distractions that each one of us live with in today's world on a daily basis. And most training structures from a corporate standpoint, corporate America, are geared towards the failing corporate world. So, the corporate world definitely is failing, hasn't figured it out, downtrending. In the network marketing world, most training programs are developed by people who, honestly, if we told the truth, have never followed a training system in their life. They've never followed a training system in their life, but they're the ones putting together the training programs. So this 90-day quick plan, this is a real quick plan. You'll be able to do this for the rest of your career in any business that you're in, and it's going to make a positive impact, helping you cut through the clutter and, like I like to say, get down to where the rubber hits the road. And again, I think it's understanding that in the world today, things change. They've changed 100 times just in the last 10 years. And you can't look at at being an entrepreneur today, being a network marketing distributor today, like you did 3 years ago. I mean, wisdom of the ages is the only constant. And the good thing about network marketing is the real product is people. It's people, because we're in the people development business. And human nature is kind of human nature. It doesn't change, but all the technology around us is constantly changing. Different business and marketing methods are constantly evolving. Different customer acquisition and retention programs are constantly evolving. But thankfully, in network marketing, the real product is people. But that doesn't change the fact that we are bombarded and pulled on more today as human beings than we ever have been, ever. So sometimes we have to stop, take a breath, and let's do a quick plan, a 90-day quick plan. And that's what I want to walk you through right now. What I want you to do first on your piece of paper is just write down your name, and this will be a 90-day quick plan from today, August 6th. So we have August, September, October through 90-day quick plan for the month of August, the month of September, and the month of October, and it'll end 11/6/2016. So write that in the top right-hand corner, your name and what this 90-day quick plan is for. And again, guys, if you're not writing this down, you're going to miss it. You gotta play along here, because it's gonna make a huge difference. Huge difference. Now, the next thing I want you to do is over here in the left-hand corner. I want you to write down in the last 90 days. So that goes back, let's see, March, April, May, June, and July. Let's say May, June, and July. What's been your 4 biggest wins, your 4 biggest achievements? And this can be personally or in your business. And this shouldn't take a couple minutes. We're going to take a couple minutes and go ahead and be writing those down now. I'm pulling out my clock here so I can keep track. And I'm going to give you a couple minutes and just write down your 4 biggest wins. And it could be, well, I've gotten 10 new customers, or I got my first customer, or I enrolled my first distributor, or, my wife or my spouse and I now have a consistent weekly date night. Again, it could be personal or business. What are the 4 biggest wins for you in the previous 90 days? We got about 30 more seconds. Pretty simple, right? Pretty simple. They don't have to be extravagant. Just what are 4 great things in the last 90 days? Okay, we'll move to the next. We're going to talk about, where do you have right now, today, where do you have confidence and momentum? I mean, what's hot in your personal TLC business right now? And again, I've personally been bombarded with success stories of people say, Dale, I sent out 10 letters, like in the ISOT customers training that you did a couple weeks ago. I sent out 10 letters, I sent out 10 brochures. I got 4 people that referred me to people for the product. I had 2 that bought, and I sent out 10 more, and I had 5 people that referred me to people. I had 1 that bought. Now I'm on my 3rd group of 10. I'm following up. I'm using the script, and this is working awesome for me. So I'm getting that. I know I talked to someone the other day that said, Dale, my whole marketing, I've been focusing on the Strike Up product, and it's doing phenomenal for me. I have people that are on my network marketing support services, MLM Help, my normal newsletter list over there. And about, I don't know, 7 or 8 months ago, I ran across this kid in Indiana. And again, I'm from Kentucky, but this kid in Indiana that had put together a course on how to market on Instagram that just blew me away. I thought, this is phenomenal. And I know people that I shared that with that are now using Instagram, using this kid's methods, and are just doing awesome. And that's really working well right now for them. So again, what's working well for you right now? What's hot in your TLC business? In your personal TLC business, what's hot? And see, some of you are saying, yeah, Dale, that's really hot right now, but that's not really part of my plan. And that's not really, I don't really feel good about, you know, the T part of the program or whatever. And sometimes people will sit back and make excuses and not understand that, it's not about you in many cases. It's about what product or service is going to appeal to the most people. It's about the marketplace. It's about giving the marketplace, being your distributors as well as your customers, what the marketplace is going to respond to the most. Where's your biggest market? Where's your biggest upside potential? And you got to learn to say no to a lot of good ideas so you have time for the great ones. And I can tell you the information that I share with you on Saturday morning is, there's a lot of information I could share with you, but I try to just focus on the things that are going to move the needle for your business forward the most, the great ideas. And again, if you haven't seen the how to create 30 how to create 30 T customers in 30 days, if you've not seen that, I would suggest that you watch that this weekend. I would. I'll give you more information at the end here. But the key, guys, is when you're building a business like this is understanding your real product is people, understanding flow, understanding marketing concepts. And when you find an advertising source that is working really good, then it's okay to adjust your resources and your time to that advertising source. And again, I could get into a lot more detail, and I probably will on another webinar sometime, but a lot of people got stuck, running Google AdWords years ago, and it's like they just milked it till it was gone. And a lot of people 3 or 4 years ago, they were doing fantastic with Facebook, with different network marketing products, because at one time Facebook, when you put a message on Facebook, it showed up to your entire audience and their entire audience. So you could put out one message and it could be seen by tens of thousands of people. And as we know today, that's not the way it works. I mean, when you put a message on Facebook today, the last numbers I saw was less than 5% of the people that follow you on Facebook are actually even going to see that message. So, when you can beat that to death, or you can look for different algorithms and different marketing methods, and that's, a lot of people jump to Instagram, and there's going to be a constant flow of new social media platforms. That's why, the people that we work with, one of the very best ways to get the message in the marketplace right now is direct mail, because people aren't getting direct mail anymore, and their email box is overflowing with junk. The people they want to hear from can't get through to them because of all the junk in their email box. So I could go on a lot of time on this, and I'm not going to. Let's keep moving. But where do you have confidence and momentum in your TLC business right now? Where's your confidence and momentum? What's working right now? So if you said, okay, Dale, here's the 4 areas right now today, August 6, 2016, that I have the most confidence and the most momentum in my TLC business. Just write those down. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. You only need to put 4 down. You don't need to put any more than 4. Just write down 4 things, 4 ways, 4 things in your TLC business that you have real confidence and momentum about. I'll give you about another minute to do that, and we're going to keep moving. So we've talked about your biggest achievements in the last 90 days. We've talked about where you have the most confidence and momentum over the past 90 days. And what is new that you're excited about? What is new in your TLC business that you're excited about? And again, it might be a new marketing channel or a new marketing method. Um, it might be, um, the fact that you're using the TLC, launching your business uh, uh, system that we talked about last time we talked. It could be that there's a different new promotional activity that you're doing. Maybe there's fall festivals coming up and you're going to do a drawing at a big fall festival to give away a weight loss package, and you're going to set up a booth for TLC and give away weight loss packages or free tea samples or whatever. You might have some type of new product promotion that you're coming up with, in any way, shape, or form. Any kind of anything that's new, anything that's exciting. You might, whatever it is. The fact that TLC just has opened up a mergers and acquisitions division, that might be something that's really firing you up and making you excited. I don't know what it is for you, but I know you have four things. And the thing about new and exciting, new, as humans, it creates an excitement. It's created when we find things that are new. It creates an excitement from the unknown. It kind of creates a curiosity and we kind of crave out of the box experiences. Just as a side note here, this is one of the reasons that people can find companies like TLC with a solid track record, 15 years, solid product line, committed corporate leadership, awesome leaders in the field, and they found it. And then XYZ startups getting ready to happen, and they get a case of the stupids and they join another program. And that can only happen from not having a long-term perspective, number one. But again, as humans, sometimes we're addicted to the out of the box curiosity, excitement experiences, and I get that and I understand that, and it's powerful when it's channeled in the right way. But sometimes that whatever that is can take you so far down the wrong path that it's hard to ever recover. So just side note. Okay. So I didn't put I left out a slide. So the next thing should be new and exciting. You should have one more column right here that says new and exciting, and write down what are the four things that are new and exciting in TLC that you're the most excited about right now, today, this morning, August 2016. So that would be the third column, new and exciting. New and exciting. Just write that down. Give you a couple minutes. You only need to write down four. What are the four things that you're the most excited about? Write those down. Just four. You don't need any more than that. Okay, so we talked about this. All right, now the thinking part of this project, this 90-day run project, is done. Okay, we've talked about what's been your 4 wins in the last 90 days, uh, what you're excited about. I mean, we've got the framework here for you to build upon. Uh, what's giving you confidence and momentum right now? Uh, what's your 4 biggest achievements and wins? What's been new and exciting? And let me make sure that I'm somehow okay. Now, what this does when we start thinking about things like this, it helps free up your brain. It helps get rid of all the chatter that's going on. And all progress is made with emotion, with, when you're fired up, you're excited, your emotion. That's what creates progress. And then once you have the emotion, then the brain, your mind helps you structure the plan. And when you feel like you're stuck in your TLC business and you're just stuck in life, you lose contact with the emotional fuel. You lose contact with the morale, the momentum, the motivation, and it's just like blah, blah. You feel blah. And because you've gotten drained from all the other activities of life. But when you have the emotional fuel, you can move forward, you can flow, you can just get in a rhythm with your business. So I hope that makes sense. Now, in my mind, the tragedy is having TLC, total life changes, an awesome generational wealth creating vehicle, but having no fuel in your tank to take advantage of it. And I talk to people like this daily in different business models, and it's just they don't understand these 90-day quick plans. They don't spend enough time focusing on their wins that they're having and the other things that we've already discussed with you today. So I want to help you put together a game plan. And the question is, over the next 90 days, if you could only produce one thing in your life, one, personal or business, that would give you the greatest return in your life, what would it be? What is the one thing that you could do, that you could produce, the one result that you can produce over the next 90 days? I need you to think about this and answer this in just a second. What's the one thing? And, there's a book out there. I think it came out probably maybe about a year ago. I remember traveling through airports and all the bookstores and all the airports. I kept seeing this one thing. If you haven't read it, it's a good read. It's by Gary Keller, who created the largest independent real estate offices in the United States, Keller Williams Realty. And the whole concept behind this book is what we're sharing with you today from the standpoint is, what is the one thing that will move the needle forward the most over the next 90 days? And as you think about this, and you probably already know what it is, but I'm talking about something that you know you can do. I'm not talking about a goal. I'm not talking about, oh, it would be great if, oh, I wish that could happen. I'm asking you, what is the one thing that you know that all you got to do is focus, and you know you can accomplish that in the next 90 days? I'm not talking about some elaborate goal. I'm talking about what is the one thing that you know that if you focus and decide that you can get it done, in the next 90 days? What is the one thing that you're going to accomplish over the next 90 days? Because see, all accomplishment comes, this is important. This is real important. All accomplishment comes when you are out of your head and on the move. A lot of people in life, in business, in network marketing, in TLC are stuck inside their own head. They're stuck in their own thought processes. And it's like, here's what you do. Here's what you mail. Here's what you say. But what, and they're stuck in this, but what ifs? It's not going to kill you. We all kill a few. You aren't going to be perfect. You're looking for the right people at the right time in their life. Get out of your head and get moving forward in some direction. Get out of your head and start moving. Activity creates courage. Inactivity, fear. And fear is false evidence appearing real. And some people get stifled and stuck and never can get out of that state of fear. This 90-day quick plan will help you. Again, I don't want to get all fired up this morning. We're almost finished. I want to give you a logical game plan blueprint that you can follow. This is it. It helps. There's people that are using this every 90 days all over, and it makes a huge impact for them. So, next thing I need you to do on your piece of paper, write down here, 90-day game plan. What is the one thing you know you can do in the next 90 days? And just write that down. That shouldn't take very long at all. What is the one thing that you can do in the next 90 days and you know you can get it done? Just a little bit of focus. So you probably already have that written down. Now, over the next 90 days, if you could only produce 5 things, personal or business, that would give you the greatest return in your life, what would they be? And some of you, it may be, well, if we could get in a habit of doing a weekly date night with my spouse, that would make a major positive impact on my life. If I could get into the habit of going to school every Friday and having lunch with my child, that would be a major life habit. If I could get in the habit of, when I meet people that I like, handing them a drop card and saying, could you do me a favor? If you know anybody like to lose weight or make more money, could you have them visit my website and hand out 50 cards like that a week or a day? That would change my business. I could do that. I could hand out 50 cards every week and say that to people. I could walk up, I could make sure that I walk up to 50 people every week and say, hey, I noticed you were looking at my button. Go check out my website. It will tell you all about our product and how you can lose 5 pounds in 5 days. Here's my business card. Hand it to them and walk away. Uncomfortable conversations are not required to build a TLC business. Some of you are here this morning just to hear that statement. Uncomfortable conversations are not required to build a TLC business. So I don't know what 5 things that you could do, but I hope you're writing them down, because I'm going to give you about another minute. What are, we've already established this is the one thing you can definitely do for sure in the next 90 days. We've already established that. But what if you could produce 5 things? What are the 5 things? If you could get into a consistent rhythm with just 5 things that would help you move your life and your business forward over the next 90 days, what would those 5 things be? Write it down. Write it down. We've already got the first one. We already established that. So we're talking about 4 more. 4 more things that you know, if I can get this done in the next 90 days, I'm going to have an awesome 90 days. The next 90 days. It's going to be awesome. You with me? I'll give you 30 more seconds. Just, you only need to write down 5. You don't need to write down 25. Just 5. 5 things that you can accomplish in the next 90 days. Move your life and your business forward. Okay, you should have them. You should have those written down. Now, I want to ask you honestly, and we have people listening all over the world this morning, and that's kind of cool. How many of you right now kind of feel, you know, I'm kind of excited, Dale? You kind of got that little feeling of excitement going on, of focus. And you know why that is? Here's why. Because you just filled up your tank with the fuel that you need. And the best part is, it's your tank and it's your fuel. Does that make sense? It's your tank, it's what you're going to do, and it's your fuel based upon what's important to you and what gives you energy and what gives you sense of accomplishment and so on and so forth. And see, your excitement that you feel right now, the emotion, it's different. It's not rah-rah. It's not rah-rah excitement. And there's nothing wrong with rah-rah excitement. But this is excitement based upon the realities of your life, your world, and what is important to you. That's where this excitement that you're feeling is coming from. And you know what? That excitement is contagious, because excitement, confidence, morale are the main ingredients of personal progress. You've heard it said, ignorance on fire is better than knowledge on ice. But I want to tell you, when you can take knowledge and combine it with excitement, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. I mean, it's dangerous. The results that are created when you take knowledge and proven systems and combine it with excitement and confidence, it's unbelievable what happens. So it's not just rah-rah. It's based upon, again, your goals, your dreams, your determinations, your ambitions. Now I want you to do one more thing for me before I let you go. A couple more things, but real quickly. I want you to go down through each column, your wins and your achievements, and just circle the win and achievement that you've had in the last 90 days that's meant the most to you. Circle that. I want you to circle the area that you have the most confidence and momentum about right now. What's in the area of confidence and momentum, what's the most exciting for you, giving you the most confidence, the most momentum, that's working well for you right now? Circle that. And what are you really looking forward to? You know, what's new and exciting to you? The 4 things that you wrote down under new. What's, just circle one of the 4, the thing that's the most exciting for you. And then on the 90-day game plan, we already know what your number 1 is that you're going to accomplish. Now, if you sit back and you just look at the circles on your paper, it'll even give you a different level of energy. What I want you to do this weekend, and if we've got husband and spouse doing this together, you each have your own sheet, then you can talk about it when the webinar is over, when the training's over here in a minute. But if you're doing this at home or you're doing it alone, share this sheet with somebody that you care about this weekend as soon as you can. Just say, hey, look at these circles. Look at this. Because sharing it will even increase your energy even more. So I want you to take a minute and imagine the never-ending energy, focus, clarity that this simple 90-day run blueprint can provide for you the rest of your TLC career if you just focus and decide to follow through today. Consistent effort doesn't always produce consistent results, but it always produces success. A successful business is built upon a series of 90-day runs, 90-day sprints. You're ready to go right now for the next 90 days. You know what the number one thing you're going to accomplish. You know you have a list. What if you accomplish your number 2 thing? What if you accomplish 3 or 4 things on your list of 5 over the next 90 days? What kind of 90 days are you going to have? How exciting is that going to be for you? Because you have the game plan right in front of you. It's there. That's what you need to do. That's what you can do. What the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. So it's in front of you. Now, yes, no, Dale, the distractions aren't going to go away. Okay, the text messages and the advertising and the soccer coaches and everything, it's not going away. But if you can key in on what's important and turn off the TV set when you need to and focus on what's important for you, your business, your life over the next 90 days, you aren't going to believe the difference it's going to make for you. And it doesn't matter what's going on around you. It's about what's going on with you and your focus. And you know what? There's other people that will be doing this as well. And you may know them, may not know them, doesn't matter, because you learning this skill set, this process for you is life altering, because you can turn around after your first 90-day sprint. We're going to end that up, what do we say, November 6th. And, take a couple of days. Take a couple of days and don't do anything. Just chill. Take a break. Enjoy your family. Go out to eat. Go to a movie. Go do something. And then come back and work through this exercise again. And you do a series of 90-day sprints like this. 3, 4, 5 sprints like this take you right to the top of your business. That's the way it works. See, I know some of you thinking, Dale, I hope so-and-so was on this training this morning. Man, I hope they were on here. You're thinking about a team member that could have really benefited from this training. And I hope they were on here this morning. So my suggestion is to contact them and say, hey, were you on that training? No. Okay, well, and send them to the replay. The replay should be up within 24 hours for you guys, probably quicker than that. I think the web guy that does this will be able to do this today, and it'll be up soon for you within 24 hours. You can go watch the replay. There's the link. And so I wanted to let you know that. And then I wanted just to encourage you again to share your sheet, your circles, with somebody that you care about, mother, brother, sister, aunt, uncle. And it doesn't matter if they get it or don't get it, but it's going to do you good to share it with other people. I remember I did this, the last time I did this, I had the biggest response. I'd never done this for TLC, but the biggest response was, Dale, I'm so glad you made me aware of my wins. Because what happens a lot of times, if we don't tell our mind that wins are important, then we just tend to concentrate on the negative people that we have to communicate with on a daily basis, and that's no fun. So being able to focus on your wins. I'm going to ask you one more favor. When you go to mlmhelp.com/TLC, when you go to this page, there's like several different training videos there, and at the very bottom of this page are feedback. And it's like, if you don't scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll never see the feedback. I would like to ask you to please scroll to the bottom and leave feedback and comments regarding this training this morning. It would help me. I would like to know your feedback. And again, if you go to mmhelp.com/TLC, scroll to the bottom of the page, you'll be able to leave your comments there. And then if you want to share this on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, all you have to do is just push these buttons and it'll share it for other TLC members. You can use the share, but it's going to help me because I'm constantly trying to refine and keep a pulse on what can I share with TLC IBOs on Saturday morning that will make the biggest impact for them right now. And my feeling this morning, again, because of the fact that traditionally this is a great time of the year, guys. October, August, September, October, for building a business. It has been, it always will be, again, for the reasons we talked about earlier in this webinar. And okay, so I came to the conclusion, I know this is a good time coming up. So how can we help them? How can we help IBOs maximize their production over the next 90 days? And I know what I've shared with you, this formula, really is the answer. There ain't no foo-foo dust. There's no foo-foo dust. Focused effort with your fuel in your tank. I promised you I was going to give this away, and this is what I'm planning on doing. We have a couple of CDs that we did for Total Life Changes. The retail system is 4 CDs in a pack, and that's a $25 value. And then the recruiting systems, the TLC recruiting system, is also 4 CDs in a pack. And what I'm going to do is Monday we're going to go, and I'm going to have somebody at our staff look at the comments that you guys leave over the weekend. And then I'm going to have them run the pen down the screen and stop on one of the comments. And whoever we stop on, we're going to send you, we'll contact you, and we're going to send you the retail system, the 4 CD retail system, and the 4 CD recruiting system, just as a gift. Kind of just something different that I wanted to do. Just do comments and gifts and give something away to you guys for hanging in here with me this morning on a Saturday morning. I hope it's been very, 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 very worth your time. I hope you feel excited. I hope you want to implement and move forward from this point and try to get rid of the chatter, guys, and just focus on what's really important to help you move your business and your life forward. That's really my hope for you. Thanks for being with me this morning. Make sure you leave me a couple comments, and we'll do the drawing Monday around noon, and whoever we land on will contact you. Get your postal mailing address. I don't care where in the world that you live. We'll send it to you gladly. And for those of you that take the time to leave us some comments and give us some feedback, it means more to me than you can ever know. So thank you. Have an awesome, awesome weekend. Implement what I've shared with you. Use this 90-day sprint plan the rest of your business career, and I know it'll make a huge difference for you, your organization, and for those that you share it with in the future. Have an awesome weekend. We'll talk to you soon.